What's up everyone? Today I'm down at Benson Fiat and Alfa Romeo getting to check out the 2018 Alfa Romeo Stelvio. Huge thanks to them for providing this vehicle for today's video. Definitely check out their website in the description below. The model that we're looking at today is the TI Sport, finished off in Vesuvio Gray Metallic, and has an MSRP just under $44,000. Under the hood is the longitudinally mounted 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. This is only paired to the ZF 8-speed automatic with column-mounted aluminum finished paddle shifters. The engine produces 280 horsepower at 5,200 RPM and 306 pound-feet of torque as low as 2,000 RPM. It is all-wheel drive, weighs just over 4,000 pounds. 0 to 60 can happen in 5.4 seconds with a top speed of 144 miles an hour. And with a 16.9 gallon fuel tank, you can expect the MPG to be 22 city and 28 highway. The wheelbase measures 111 inches, it has an overall length of 184.6 inches, the width is at 74.9, and it has a height of 66 inches. Starting up front with the traditional triangular shaped front grille with the chrome accent running around the edge. Bi-xenon headlights come standard. The lower section of the front bumper is split into 2 grilles with a nice honeycomb design, and the front collision system monitor along with the forward-facing camera on the top of the windshield. There are also very clean lines coming along the hood. And the lower section of the front bumper protrudes just a little bit, giving it an aggressive look. The Sport comes standard with 20 by 8.5 inch 5-arm double-spoked aluminum wheels. The brakes are 4-piston Brembos up front measuring 13 inches and 1 piston in the rear measuring 12.5 inches. And the rear glass has a steep rake to it, giving it a great design. The fender flares in the rear also bulge just a little bit. And finishing up with the integrated spoiler, the tailgate has multiple sculpted lines throughout, giving it a great look. LED taillights come standard along with the backup camera and parking sensors, and finishing up with the dual exhaust. It also has a towing capacity of 3,000 pounds. And now with the key, we'll go ahead and take a look at the interior. This vehicle also features the remote start, so by locking the car twice, we'll go ahead and double tap on the engine start button here. You'll see the power mirrors fold out. It'll automatically start up. And then just by giving that button a single push, we can go ahead and shut it off. Walking up to the car, as long as I have the key on me, I just place my hand in the door handle, it will automatically unlock. The door panel is finished off in black leather with gray stitching. We have your tailgate release button, your side mirror adjustments. All the windows are automatic up and down. You have your memory seat adjustments for the seat with your lock and unlock, your aluminum release handle with a nice design running along behind that. Some storage space down below. This has an 8-speaker audio system. These are the Sport Bucket black leather seats. You have the Alfa Romeo logo embossed in the headrest, more of the gray stitching, very aggressive bolstering on both sides along with down below. If you need to make an adjustment too, the front of that pulls out. You have your automatic controls for your lumbar support and adjustability. Once inside, I'll go ahead and double tap on the engine start stop button located on the steering wheel to turn on all the electronics. And then with my foot on the brake, I can go ahead and start it up. Once inside, we're greeted by a fully wrapped black leather steering wheel with a very nice 3-spoke design, has a flat bottom to it as well. We'll start off with the very large column-mounted aluminum finished paddle shifters. You can hear the click to them, very solid. There's a little bit different material where your thumbs rest, so it feels a lot more comfortable there. On the right side, you have all of your Bluetooth controls along with radio adjustments. On the left side is all of your cruise control buttons along with a downhill assist control. On the left side of the steering wheel, we have your headlight switch. You can turn on and off the parking sensors along with your engine start stop feature. There's also a little storage space located down below. You have one air vent. And coming along the center is your 8.8-inch display screen. We can control that using the center dials. You have a rotary in the center that you can also click on, your menu and option button. So by using the rotary dial, I can scroll through what I'd like to choose on. I'm going to go to car. I can click on the car status. So I can look at tires, the maintenance of the car, oil level, things like that. Go back to the menu button. Different settings that we can go through. Your navigation, of course, so you can see that pop up on the whole screen. And of course your phone and media as well. Below that we have two air vents. This has a dual zone climate control, so you have all of your different settings in the middle. You have heated driver and passenger seats along with a heated steering wheel option, your various AC controls, a 12 volt and a USB port located below that. With two cup holders, you can easily close those up to hide them. Very nice finish to that cover. Moving on to the shifter, if we just pull on the trigger up front, push it all the way up to reverse, you'll see your backup camera up here. The lines move with the steering wheel also. To put it in drive, we just pull all the way back. We can also pop it into sport mode as well. And then to put it in park, we just push on the P on the top. Behind that, we have another rotary dial to turn on and off the radio, along with adjust the volume and your 3 different driving modes, which I'll get to later in this video. Behind that is your electronic parking brake. We'll go ahead and take a look at the center compartment. You have a good amount of room down there with a USB and auxiliary port. We'll take a look at the glove box space. You have a good amount of room down there. And then we'll take one last look at the interior. The beautiful black leather seats. This also has a panoramic roof. And to control that, you have all of the buttons located up in the center here, along with all of your different dome light adjustments. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at the rear seating. The door panel obviously is finished off like the front with the black leather. Very nice trim piece behind your aluminum release handle. You have one speaker and some storage space behind that. Your rear window is automatic up and down as well. And this is a 5-seater SUV, so let's go ahead and hop in. Behind both front seats, you have a little bit of cargo space for some extra storage, along with 2 air vents, 2 USBs, and a little pocket down below. I have the front seats set at my height, which is 5'10". I have plenty of footroom, plenty of headroom as well being back here. There's a center pullout that has 2 cup holders in it. Can easily fold that back up. Here's your view from the rear seats. Plenty of room back here. And the seats have a 40-20-40 split to them, so you can do each seat individually if you need just a little bit more room, and you can see all the way to the back there. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at the rear storage space, and you can either double tap on the key fob or walk up to the vehicle and do that as well. You have 18.5 cubic feet of space back here with the rear seats up. Definitely have plenty of room, a little bit of storage on both sides, which is nice. You also have a removable tonneau cover, so we can just pull on this and slide that back. This is how you fold down the left seat here. You have a 12 volt and a light, and then obviously folding down the other seat. And now I've folded the rear seats down so you can see just how much more storage space you have. Again, you can remove that if you have any larger items. Now we'll go ahead and shut the rear gate. Again, power assisted. So now it's time to take the Stelvio out on a test drive. I think the first thing that I'm going to start out is how similar this is to the Giulia. Now it's based off of the same platform basically. It has the same wheelbase as the Giulia. Everything is virtually identical, which is really cool. So everything is very familiar to me since I've been able to drive both the TI and Quadrifoligio. Another thing I'd like to go over with you guys is the Quadrifoligio version of this car. It was just tested at the Nurburgring as the fastest SUV to go around that track. So Alfa Romeo has that. They also have the Giulia Quadrifoligio as the fastest sedan. So right now, Alfa Romeo is killing it around the Nurburgring. With the 2 latest vehicles that they've had come out, they are just killing it power-wise. So moving on to the interior quality of this vehicle, everything is just so premium feeling with the completely black leather steering wheel, these very large aluminum paddle shifters. I can't wait to put it into sport mode and show you guys those. But the black leather seats especially, again, very comfortable. These side bolsters are very aggressive. I definitely know I'm not going to slide around taking this around some mountain roads. Now that we've seen it out on the Nürburgring, this can definitely handle turns. It's not just an everyday SUV. It definitely has the performance aspect to it as well. The center dash is laid out nicely. I love the center screen. It's not touchscreen. You have all of your user-friendly dials located in the center. They're very easy to use and not have to look at while you're doing them. And even in the base model offered, you can get leather seats. So the interior options that you get in this vehicle is definitely very impressive for the price Going over the visibility now, with that rear glass slanted like it is, I don't feel like it's too tight in here. You know, I can easily see out of the front, a little bit between the A-pillar and the side mirror. Oop, let's come to a stop here. Brakes do really well, and actually while we're at a stop right now, I'm gonna talk about the engine start stop feature. The car just shut off now on the brake. I'm gonna go ahead and let off the brake. Car turns right back on, put on the gas, and I'm on my way. So going back to the visibility again, obviously looking out of the front is good, and you can see a little bit over that side mirror. The key points in your visibility is over that left shoulder, which you can easily see out of that rear glass, and looking over your right shoulder. You don't have too much of a blind spot. That pillar back there is quite large, but that side mirror will do a great job at giving you any extra visibility there. And even looking out of that rear glass, while it is slanted, I still can see all of the road back there and any cars, so it really doesn't hinder your visibility looking out that rear glass. Moving on to the basic comfort of this car. Using this as a daily driver, it's so comfortable right now. You know, I've only put a couple miles on it so far, but just as the driver position, you know, my arms are resting on these huge bolsters here, so I'm very comfortable. You know, I have a good grip on the steering wheel. Everything is so quiet too. You don't hear a lot of road noise, which is nice. So I can definitely see this being a great daily driver, along with being able to put 4 of your friends in here. You definitely have plenty of space, and with the space behind the rear seats, put anything that you want back there. And it's just an overall smooth ride. Now I will get to, why don't I go ahead and get to the suspension setups. You have dynamic, so when you put that into dynamic, everything on the gauge setup turns red. That will improve your steering as well. This has dynamic steering, so it's gonna tighten that up a bit. So by putting it into dynamic, that's gonna give you quicker traction responses. It's gonna lighten up your acceleration, or actually give you more acceleration in the throttle. It's gonna help with your braking and your steering. So the dynamic steering that it has will improve at higher speed performance, and at lower speeds, it's gonna be more direct. So coming around that turn, I can definitely feel I'm barely touching the steering wheel, and it's going exactly where I need it to go. So then we can put it into natural, which will turn blue on the center screen. That's just your normal driving setting. And then we can put it into advanced efficiency, which turns green. This is gonna be your more eco-friendly option, give you better MPG. Moving on to the standard safety features, obviously you have traction control, you have your electronic stability control, the hill descent control, your rain sensing wiper blades, push button start, and the start and stop ignition, which I showed you earlier when you come to a complete stop, along with your standard backup camera. And actually that forward facing camera on the windshield is for your front detection alert system. So it has the pedestrian detection system and the automatic braking as well. So if you're coming up on a car too quickly, that camera can sense that. It'll bring your car to a slower speed, if not bring it to a complete stop. So now we're gonna go ahead and put the car over into sport mode and use these paddle shifters. Woo! Man, this really gets up and moves for a 4-cylinder. That's very impressive. It's not as loud as the Giulia or the Quadrifoligio, obviously having a smaller engine. The brakes definitely bring it to a stop. But man, is that quick for a 4-cylinder. Let's go ahead and do another pull here. Wow, that's impressive. The new ZF transmission that this has shifts about 100 milliseconds faster than the previous transmission used in the Giulia. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to tell that, but man, this definitely gets up and moves. Very impressive. The performance and handling in this car is impressing me a whole lot today. I wish I could get back on a couple more twisty roads, but just the straight line acceleration that this has is very impressive. And the all-wheel drive system that this car has, most of it by default will go to the rear tires, of course. It can transfer up to 60% to the front tires, just depending on the driving conditions that you're in, you know, to get more traction and things like that. So it's a very cool integrated system. Now we'll go ahead and take a look from the passenger side. Very nice black leather again. This does have gray stitching, which might be hard to see. Very nice design running along the behind the door handle, along with on the front dash and down in the center console. Beautiful black leather seats again, aggressive bolsters. We'll take one last look from the back. I have these seats down so you can see it from this angle. Definitely plenty of room back here. So that is my walk around review and test drive of the 2018 Alfa Romeo Stelvio. Huge shout out again to Benson, Fiat, and Alfa Romeo for providing this SUV for today's video. Definitely awesome to be able to check this out. Has tons of standard safety features and the option to go with the Quadrifoligio. I can't wait to check out that SUV as well. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more videos to come. I'll see you all next video.